All right, here with head coach Zeke Jones of Arizona State Wrestling. Coach, how are you guys feeling coming off an event as big as the National Duels?
Well, I think we feel good. I mean, it's certainly, no one likes to lose. However, a lot of progress is being made. I think we're ahead of schedule. I actually think we wrestled really well in some spots. We got information now, so we can make some corrections. I'm excited to see, from 1 week to the next, the improvement we make, because everybody's getting better. You got to get better faster than everybody gets better.
How are you guys feeling about like the young guys, Pearson, Manvilles, Larkins? Seems like these guys are kind of the next up-and-coming stars, faces of the program.
Yeah, so been here 12 years, a few years it took time to get it rolling, and then a real nice long block of success, right? New World hit, right? Transfer portal, NIL, would have liked to make the adjustments faster, so there was a transition period. Now we've come through the backside of that, and I think we're in a great position, and we've been able to hit the reset button. So we, like a lot of teams, actually I think we're low in that we've got 50% of a new lineup, or 50% of a new team. I think most teams, and you can look up and down any sport, 60, 70, 80% of teams are new. So we got a lot of new kids and nothing like our freshmen. I know there's some teams that have some good freshmen that have come in. I'd like to think ours is as good as any. Time will tell, but I really like this new group, Caleb, Kyler, Pearson, and there's some ones in the room you haven't quite seen yet. Gabe Delgado, I think's got a really bright future, and there's some others.
Caleb Larkin, a lot of people were excited to see him compete after a really great freestyle season during the Olympic year. Then he ended up being hurt last year. Comes out for one of the first events of the year and majors number 2 guy in the country. Is that something that was not a surprise to you guys?
Definitely wasn't a surprise to me. I mean, we knew Caleb was capable of beating anybody in the country. He's already done it, right? He's got a win over Jesse Mendez. That doesn't just go away the next year or two. So when you start to see the previous success he had, and then you just, but you still got to see what's in between, really good results a year or two ago and then now. And then it gives you even more confidence, that he can win at the highest level. The way he trains and, the way he competes, the way he carries himself, you knew he was going to have a lot of success. And, it showed last weekend, right, when he got a really good win.
I was just talking to Coach Eric, and he was saying that Zuba just got a grant or something.
Yeah, so you're going to give me a chance to pitch some recruiting right now, which is ASU averages building over 300 companies a year started by students. So if you've got a company, a project, a plan, and you take it to ASU, they will fund your company. So David's in the soap business. Now I'm pitching his product, and he's actually really good at it. And I was sitting with him. I'm a finance major, so listening to his business proposal, he pitched, he's got a grant from the university for his new company. The guy's going to be a multimillionaire time he's 30.
Wow, that's crazy. What's his addition to the team been like? He had a nasty inside trip at that.
Yeah.
Highlight.
Yeah, David's, man, he's brought a lot to the program, right? 5th-year senior, maybe a 6th-year senior, really understands the games, been down the pathway a bunch of times, and he's got great leadership skills. He's married with 2 kids, so he's responsible. He has to be. And he brings that into the room, and he's not necessarily a father figure in the room. He's more like big bro. Keeps it light. Guys love him. Great personalities from Jersey, right? He's got a great personality. People love him.
Nico Ruiz is a guy who had a lot of really solid wins last year. Probably was a guy that was expecting himself to finish on the podium. What kind of adjustments does he have to make sure that happens this year?
Yeah, Nico Ruiz had a great year, but injured. He had knee surgery 2 days after the NCAA tournament. Nobody knows, right? Because you keep it a secret. But he was injured most of the year and got hurt right before the NCAA tournament. The great thing is, he did show some, even injured with one leg, had beaten All-American. So I would say of our, performance over the last 2 weeks, we've performed really well. I think Nico's gotten a slow start. That's okay. He keeps things in perspective. He doesn't get weird about it. He knows he can wrestle, and he's making those adjustments. So, I think, he's on track. I like the matchup coming up, with Oklahoma State in him, because I believe he certainly can win at a high level and can beat anybody in the country. And, he's a beast, man. I mean, the kid won Super 32 twice. He's beaten All-Americans. And now he just needs to get 5-8 matches under his belt, 10 matches under his belt, and he'll be a force.
You guys we're hours away from you guys taking on one of the top 5 teams in the country in Oklahoma State. What kind of conversations are you having with the team before a big duel like that, a big home duel like that?
Yeah, I mean, so our 3 team values are gratitude and brotherhood. And Frank started it off by, saying, hey, man, we're just thankful today to wrestle a really good team. That's cool. Most people never get to do that. I then led off, and that's the gratitude part for me. First thing I said to him is, you can win this duel. You can beat this team. You have to show up and be really good. And we can. If you look up and down the lineup, if we wrestle to our ability, we can beat them. And so just, having the confidence in them, letting them know that we believe in them. And now let brotherhood take over. Let them lock arms. They're going to go out there and do the wrestling. We're not going to do the wrestling. We're going to sit there and watch. So it's really fun when you get an opportunity like this, and you got to believe. I mean, you put the minutes in, you've done the scouting, you know what you're wrestling, and I think they've got a good team, and they're going to have to prove it today.
Kyler might have the opportunity to wrestle Richie, who was obviously a national champion for you guys. Have you guys had any conversations about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's always the whisper in the room all week, right? I mean, everybody loves it. Richie's a some double national champion. That's never going to be taken away. We're going to love that in him forever. However, we got business to take care of today, and there's narrative out there. I don't want to get into the narrative. Everybody can guess what narratives are: team, energy, money, those kinds of things. I really believe Kyler is the best wrestler. We'll find out today. That's why Richie shows up and competes. I know Richie's a competitor. I sat in his corner when he won a national title. We're about to see the world is going to know Kyler Larkin. And I don't know if it's necessarily after this weekend, but certainly by the end of the season, he's a monster.
Awesome, Coach. Well, how are you guys feeling about the team culture as a whole heading into this season? We're early. How are you guys feeling about it?
Yeah, I tell you, it feels great. We had a nice run of 6-7 years with kind of a core group of guys, and they did a fantastic job. Their time is coming and has now went, and now the new generation of Sun Devils are here. And it's really fun to watch. I mean, there's still some guys from the previous group, and they're doing a great job in the transition, but the energy right now is better than it's ever been. They're excited. Young people come and want to prove something. Older guys, we're seeing a lot of 5th and 6th year seniors, whether they're wrestling in their school or transferring to another school. It's tough. Do you love wrestling, and can your body hold up? And we're learning a lot about people doing that. And it's not only that we've had kids go, but we've had kids come, and we're watching that. And I think all the college coaches are kind of learning how that works. But I tell you, there's something about young people, right? They haven't done it yet, so they're hungry to do it. They're a little nervous because they haven't done it yet. But that's the beauty of it, that the anticipation of young people getting into the lineup. And, it's ASU is a great wrestling program for 70 years. So, have one tough year, hit the reset button. We need to make some adjustments. But there's a really good group of kids in here, and there's another good group coming in behind it the next 2 years. Sun Devil wrestling will always be great. Will it have great years and challenging years? Yeah, but doesn't every program. Right now, we're seeing that reset button hit, and this group is hungry to prove everybody wrong.
Awesome, Coach. Anything else you want to add?
No, it's fun. I mean, this is why we do it, man. It's wrestling, it's sports, it's for the love of the game. I'm excited to show people what we're made of, and you're about to see 6 or 7, but really 3 or 4 kids that are going to have really special careers. And, I've had Greg Jones, I've had Zahid Valencia, I'm going to put Matt Valeni in there, only had him 2 years, but he won 2 titles. Marcus Malika, Ray Miller, where you see those guys come every 10, 15 years. You're about to see that again. And it's starting in that arena, in Desert Financial Arena against Oklahoma State. You got a taste of it last week, but the Sun Devil Nation is going to see it at home starting today.